Well folks, I'm sat in our 2009 Jaguar XFS. Wouldn't matter if it's a Range Rover L322 or maybe an Aston Martin from the same sort of era. If you have got one of these cables and the ability to put in an iPod into your system, you can upgrade your infotainment system. Whilst it would have been good for the era, it's just way out of date now. I will show you how to add streaming Bluetooth easily into this era of JLR. I'm Ed and this is Backroadhero. So whilst the audio system in the Jaguar is probably reasonable for the time, it's woefully out of date right now. You'll see this button, portable audio. You've got USB, iPod and auxiliary. This will use the iPod feature. So it says please dock device. Ooh, what's that all about then? So there are a couple of ways to do this. The first way is through this Invery adapter. What it effectively does is mimics an old-fashioned iPod. It gives you full connectivity, full streaming Bluetooth, and the use of the steering wheel button. So that's the first option. It's about £90 on Amazon, and of course I'll stick the links in below. The other cheaper option is this one. It's just a little box of tricks, and it's got a USB and it's got a little 3.5mm AUX. So if you're going to use that, you would use the AUX in, and these are about 20 quid, off Amazon, and absolutely fantastic. Now, theoretically you could use your phone, but you've already got a hands-free phone installed in the Jaguars anyway. Bit of background. The iPhone wasn't invented until 2007. Apple CarPlay wasn't in motion until 2014, so we're kind of in the era in between. We had hands-free Bluetooth for our phones, but we didn't have any streaming audio. A2DP, I think it's maybe called. We didn't have any streaming audio. So I'm going to flip the camera around. If you look in your glove box, there it is. If you look in your glove box, and you can see this little cover down here, I'll stick in a photograph, remove it, and lo and behold, you have a 30-pin iPod socket and a USB. So the first one I will show you for the Bluetooth, the little cheap one. It goes into the, so there you go. I've just plugged in the USB, I've plugged in the AUX, and this, you'll see it's self-powered. There's a little blue light in there. You basically just search for it, throw the wires in there, and select audio, and select portable audio and auxiliary, and that's it. So the only drawback on this one is that you won't have the next and previous track indications, nor will you have anything that is showing what tracks you have. Go into the phone, go into the Bluetooth settings, and basically I think this is called a CK100 from memory. So that's the first one. The better one, and in fact the one that a lot of people with this era car use, is the little Invery. It's basically a plug and play, goes into the existing socket. So let's plug it in there. So what I have found is that some of the iPod connections, the one in the likes of the L322 Range Rover, will output 12 volts to the Invery device. But in the Jaguar here, you require to have a micro USB into the back of it. I'll show a little photograph here of the setup and how I've wired it. Only then can the Invery little dongle thing get its own power to do that. So I'll show the wiring, I'll show what it's like at the audio side of things. So hopefully you can see here, and it's in focus. What I've done is I've plugged in the Invery into the iPod. I've plugged in the USB into the micro USB, into the USB socket in the car, and then into the back of the Invery. And then you will see a little red and a blue light in there. That means it's powered. So it'll either power itself, and this additional cable is not included in the little Invery package, so you'll need to do it yourself. I'm sure you'll have a micro USB from a previous phone perhaps in your arsenal. So if we go to audio, if we go to portable audio and USB, it talks about docking iPod. It thinks it's an iPod. Isn't this great? So let me just get into my phone. So now we have the it all connected. I've got my my Bluetooth basically from my phone connected to the Invery, and let's see what we've got. Let's do, oh yes, let's do my Top Gear challenge. Welcome to Land's End, the southerly tip of the UK. So there you go, all done and streaming. It's even taken the channel information there onto that. So let's turn that down and let's show you what you can do is, hopefully, if I've got it correct, yes, the next and the next. So it looks like we have got full control. I'll just turn the volume down. It looks like we've got full control of all the streaming Bluetooth through this. So when you plug the Invery in initially, you need to pair your phone with the car first of all. If you've already done that, well then fair enough, and only then do you go and pair the streaming Bluetooth device. That way you'll not mess things up. The phone will recognize the car as the car phone. It'll work as normal, and then it will then recognize the iPod as a separate device. So the quality is great. The Invery is seamless, and it's less than 100 quid or $100 delivered from Amazon. I couldn't be more delighted. It's full streaming Bluetooth hi-fi quality. I would argue maybe that the auxiliary in, using the cheaper version, it's 20 quid, folks. What do you want for 20 quid? Give that a go. If it satisfies your desire to have streaming Bluetooth and it works for you, but I've just found it's nice to have the steering wheel buttons, and it's just as if Jaguar had invented this itself. So I really hope that this has helped. It's a fantastic little thing. Yeah, go buy one. If you've thought this is helpful, hit the old like, and if you haven't subscribed, there are over 90% of people who watch this channel haven't actually subscribed to that. It costs you nothing, it takes you 2 seconds. Anyway, all the best now. Bye bye.